Ladies and gentlemen, I'm from a country which has a population of 1.2 billion people. But you'll be very surprised to know that we have only 200 people on the death row. And out of those 200 people, only 48 cases are ripe for execution for the death sentence because their appeals have been dismissed by the Supreme Court of India. India has a very good track record as far as the moving towards abolition of death penalty. If we see the statistics in which they are executing the death sentences, the last death sentence was executed in 2004. Only one person was executed, and in 1997 another was executed. So for the last 6 years nobody has been executed, even though 48 people are ready to be executed since last 1 year to maybe 6-7 years. So the presidents of our country are delaying the executions and are not deciding the mercy petitions, maybe for the reason that the country is moving towards abolition of the death penalty. I started my practice in law in the year 1986, and I was basically focusing my practice on the human rights violations in the Indian state, and I belong to the state of Punjab, and my religion is Sikh religion. And it's only since last 4 years that I have started focusing on the death penalty as such. Our organization was providing free legal aid to people and taking up cases of human rights violations. But then it came to our knowledge that there are people who are languishing in the jails, which come under the jurisdiction of the High Court where I practice. And I decided to provide them free legal aid and how to bring about a change in the system where I could protect their rights while they are waiting for the execution of the death sentences. As I have submitted in my paper, that getting death penalty abolished from the face of the earth is a long haul. You never know when you're able to convince the whole world that the death penalty is a wrong. But the lawyers, I felt, that have to identify their roles, not only in ensuring that the people are not given death penalty, but even if death penalty is given, how to ensure that in what manner you can lessen their trauma which the prisoners are facing in the prisons, and how even after a court has decided to give the death penalty, how you can get clemency for the same person, or you can seek a reprieve in one manner or the other. In our country, the Supreme Court of India has decided that even if the death penalty has been upheld by the Supreme Court of India, because firstly the death penalty is given by the Court of Session, then we have the High Court of each state, and then we have the Supreme Court of India. So even if the death penalty has been confirmed by the Supreme Court of India, and the person has not been executed for a pretty long time, maybe for 2-3 years, then again the High Court or the Supreme Court, under the writ jurisdiction, can reopen the matter and on the grounds of delay can order that the death penalty be converted into life imprisonment. So the Supreme Court has decided in such a manner, and I identified those people who were detained in Punjab and Haryana, the two states in which I practice in the High Court. And then I started visiting the jails. The first time when I received the information, I asked for the information on 13 July 2006, and then on 3rd December 2007. And then I went to meet those prisoners who were detained in the death cells. And it came as a surprise to me that in Punjab, those people who were being detained under the death row, one of the prisoners was 82 years old, and he was behind the bars since 1991. And after his conviction, he had undergone almost 11 years since his appeal before the President of India was pending. And it also came to my light that for the first 4 years, he was never allowed to come out of the cell. And he was not allowed to meet anyone, not allowed to talk to anyone, because under the Indian law, solitary confinement has been condemned by the Honorable Supreme Court. There is a judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court of 1978, titled Sunil Batra,